So today's video is about death, and it's not a sad video, it's a happy video. It's like we're in a game, and the game has a clock, and the clock is ticking backwards towards the end, and we don't know how much time we have left. It could be a lot, it could be very little, but the clock is inevitably going to come to an end sooner or later. We know that. The thought of the fact that you know that you're going to die is something that you should stop pushing away, and it's something that you have to embrace. And not only that, but the fact that it's not a thought that's going to lead you to unhappiness, but it can actually lead you to a lot of positive things. Okay, so a lot of the things that we do in our day to day can actually be changed if you keep this idea in the front of your head, right? So at the moment, you're not in your deathbed, right? You're not in a hospital when being 99 years old, being kept awake by intravenous drugs and a machine that's making your heart beat, seeing these bright lights about to die. You are not there. If you are there, if you're watching this YouTube video from the hospital, I apologize. But at the moment, you're not there, right? You have problems. Everyone has problems. You may have really bad problems. You may have really stressful problems, but you're still in the game, and your end is probably nowhere too close near. And it's gonna end. And this moment is the only moment that you have guaranteed. Like, literally today I was in my dad's car, and at any point it was entirely possible that just some drunk driver in a truck ran over a car and then I died. Like, that was a possibility, and it's always a possibility. It could be right now, I could die right now. And it's just there. Like, it's the truth, it's what it is. We spend a lot of time being upset about really random things, about the fact that the guy that made my coffee put a sugar where he was meant to put a sweetener, and oh, fuck this guy, he's a piece of shit. Oh my god, now my coffee is ruined. This is just normal life, and we don't realize it, but a lot of our time is spent in our heads being really angry about really insignificant things. Precise moment where I was just sitting there running thoughts about anxiety and stress and anger and all these things in my mind. If somebody had reminded me of the fact that I'm spending my precious time, my limited time that I have in this existence, and I'm wasting it on that, if we always had that thought present, we would probably live life a lot differently. And this is precious, valuable time that we have in this clock that is going to run out. And you do only live once. Like, you only live once. You do only get one chance, and it's up to you to just really make the best out of it. That doesn't mean that you have to live every day like it's your last. Like, some people say, oh, just live every day like you're gonna die tomorrow. That's not really accurate. If I found out that I'm gonna die tomorrow, I would probably just take all the savings out of my bank account, pay a bunch of prostitutes, have an orgy, and shoot heroin. But that's not a smart way to live your life, because it is kind of rational to expect that you at least have some future to look forward to. But it's true. Like, having present the thought and the realization of death always takes out the space in our brain for both necessary suffering and unhappiness and fear. We cling on to the things that we have. We cling on to, my job is so important, this money that I have saved is so important, my house is so important, my car, and we put so much importance into these things that really won't matter. Maybe they won't matter 6 months from now, maybe they won't matter a year from now, maybe they're going to be really important for the next 10 years, and maybe they're in the rare cases that they're going to be really important until the moment you die. The moment you die, they will stop being important. The job is nothing. These things that you're putting all of this attachment and power over you to, these things own you, and you don't own them, and it's taken away from the one precious chance that you have to make the best out of the almost impossible coincidence that it is that you are alive in this precise moment. And even just that fact should be enough to make you happy. Even if you are driving your car and there's this guy in front of you who's being so slow and he just cut you off and you hate him and you're sitting there thinking about how he's horrible and blah blah, like, just the fact that you are there, it sounds silly, but just the fact that you are driving your car and you're not, first of all, you're not dead, and second of all, you're not in your deathbed, that is already enough to get rid of all these running thoughts in your mind, because you it's just silly. It's silly. And just to wrap this up, I want to bring into consideration how bad we are at estimating times. Um, a blink of an eye ago, I was 18. And the moment I turned 18, I remembered how a blink of an eye ago, I was 13. The moment my 18th birthday came, I was like, what the fuck? Where did the last 5 years go? Life passes by so quickly. What did I do? I've been wasting my time. Now that I'm 22, I'm running through exactly the same thing about 5 years ago. So it's just logical to expect that this is just how you live. You live realizing how old you are, you live realizing how much time has passed, and you live realizing, stressing about the fact that life flies by, and it does fly by, and it's not forever, and it just happens so quickly. The lessons that can be learned from this are the fact that you have to make the best of it. You really do, because you only get one, and there's just no other alternative. Almost there's just no logical other option than to really make the best of it. I am going to Japan in exactly 4 weeks. Exactly 4 weeks, I'm going to be taking a flight to Japan, and this flight to Japan in 3 weeks is the dream that I've been just spinning around my head for maybe 4 or 5 years. I've been planning this thing. I've been thinking about it, waiting for the right time, trying to save the money, and then I don't have the money, and then this is not the right time, and then I have to wait until later. Now I'm studying. I have to finish my studies. Around 3 months ago, I got to this point where something just overcame me, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy this ticket, and I bought it. At the moment, I didn't have a passport, I didn't have enough money, I didn't have a visa, and I didn't have the approval from my work to go there. So it was a pretty irrational, crazy decision to buy that ticket, and everybody was like, fuck man, you're crazy, how do you do it? And I just did it because I just did it because something told me that I had to. And now I can kind of understand a little bit better the fact that that was actually the right decision, because a lot of crazy things have happened. Like I had to get a passport, I had to pay money for the passport that I lost, I had to log the leave request and get into this argument with my boss, and then I just had to save all this money, and it's just been crazy. Like it's been crazy last minute planning. But I do not regret it. I definitely do not regret the fact that I bought that ticket, because what is more important? Right? What is more important? I always wanted to visit Japan, and I really want to do it, and that means everything in the world to me, or the things that I can lose, like job, money, and security of financial things, and career and stuff. Like, what is really more important? If in the moment that you're gonna take that decision of whether you should take that holiday, whether you should open that business, whether you should go ask that girl on a date, anything that you want, if in that moment you have very present in front of your eyes the fact that death is so close to you, or if in the moment that you're being angry, you're being upset, you're being worried, you're hating people, you have anger and suffering and anxiety in your mind, you have very present in the very front of your eyes the fact that you're gonna die very soon, it's gonna put you a lot closer to making the types of decisions that you should be making.